So this is the game Shut the Box. This is a really great game for young kids to play to understand how numbers are connected and built together. But it's also fun for us adults to play with them. So this is a great game for kids to get to know their numbers. So here's how it works. I'm going to first do the rules and then we'll talk about how to play this with young kids. So the first thing is you roll 2 dice. And whatever the 2 dice add up to, so we have a 3 and a 1. Whatever they add up to is what you have to flip over on your board. So I got 3 and 1, they add up to 4. So I have a choice. I could flip over the 4, or I could do a combination of numbers. So I could do 3 and 1, which is exactly what was on here. So it's up to you. This is part of the game, is figuring out which ones you're going to flip over. Now it's going to be the next person's turn. So let's just say we're this next person. So they get to roll the 2 dice now. And they get 6 and 2. That gives you 8. And let's say we decide that we're just going to flip over the 8. Okay. Now we go around and then it comes back to that first person's turn. So now it's their turn to roll the dice. And so it looks like I have a 5 and a 6. That adds up to 11. I don't have an 11 to flip over. I could do 10 and 1, but I have a 10 here, but the 1 has already been flipped, so I can't do that. So it looks like I have a couple choices. I'm going to go with the 9 and the 2. Okay, so we keep on going. Do the next person. So the next person rolls their dice. It looks like a 6 and a 2, which makes 8 again for this person. So let's do this one to be a 7 and a 1. Okay, we keep on going back and forth. So the game keeps going. So this is a 6. It looks like the only choice I have is to roll a 6. The next person goes. They roll over here. They flip what they have. Back to us. We roll, so we get a 6. Now, here's where the game rules are different depending on who you're playing with and what rules they follow. So there's a couple ways you can go. So I have 6. I can't roll anymore. So what we do in my house is when we can't roll anymore, now my game is over. The next person, everybody else in the game, so if here I have a 4-person board, a lot of times there's only 2 people can play. What happens then is my game's over. This person gets 1 more roll, only 1 more. So they get 1 more chance to flip some over. So this is 9, so I'm going to flip over the 9. And then now the game is over. And what you do at the end of the game is you add up however many points are not flipped over, and whoever has the most points loses, whoever has the least amount of points wins. So how do you do this with someone who maybe is struggling? Okay, so let's say that I roll and I roll, let's see here, I roll a 2 and a 2. So if someone's struggling with how to do this and be more creative than just flipping over a 4, what you can do is use counters of some sort. So I looked around my house, I couldn't find any mathy counters, so I got out Fruit Loops. So what you can do is you can get out 4 Fruit Loops then, or 4 of something, okay? And you can have them show you how can you break up that number, right? So that number could be 1 and 3. So they can look and say, can I flip over a 1 and a 3? Or maybe we put this one over here, it's 2 and 2. And you can talk about how that's impossible to do because there's only 1, 2 to flip. Or you could do 3 and 1, which is really the same thing as what we had before. Or you could put them all together and just flip the 4. Okay? So let's say there was something more interesting. We rolled, and let's say we got 6 and, sorry, you can't see that, a 6 and a 3, so we got 9. So now I have to put 9 Fruit Loops out, right? And we have to see how many we have. So maybe we want to line them up if that's helpful, or not line them up. It's up to you. Okay, so let's see here. So we've got them all lined up, and we can start separating them. So we can see that it's 1 and 8. Or maybe it's 2 and 7. Maybe they have to actually count them out to see that there's 7. Or it's 3 and 6. Maybe they have to count it out. Or 4 and 5. And then we start going back down to ones that we've already had. So this is a really good thing to do if the young one that you're playing with struggles with what numbers add up to 9. What are we call them fact families at school. What numbers add up to 9 so that they can then play the game some more. So the idea with this, though, is to be really, really patient, to let them explore and to never give them the answers, to encourage them to keep trying and exploring some more. All right, so have fun with this game. It's a great game. Our whole family loves to play it.